Today, I'm going to show you how to create an Android app with AI and limited knowledge of coding. So I'm going to take you through the entire process of setting up everything you need, as well as publishing it on the Google Play Store, and eventually you will get an app that looks like this, published on the Google Play Store. So let's get started and go through all the process, and if you enjoy these AI videos and you want to learn more about AI, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because the vast majority of you who are watching this are not subscribed, and hey, it's free. So let's get started. So go to Google, search Android Studio Download, and download the latest version. I'll have a link in the description below, but really it's just developers.android.com/studio, and then we can click download. We have to accept all these terms of service, and we can hit download and it will start downloading. Once it is done downloading, you're going to want to install it. Once you have Android Studio installed, you're going to click this More Action button. You're going to click Virtual Device Manager, and you want to create a new virtual device. From here, you can decide the type of phone you want to do it on. So I'm going to pick the Pixel 9 Pro, and then we can just hit next, and we can hit finish. And that's pretty much it. We can close this window, and now we can go to a new project. We're going to hit empty activity because that's where we are going to use the code. Next, we are going to give our application a name, and I kind of know what my application is going to be. So it's just going to be called Galactic Distance Converter, and we are going to hit finish, and now we have it being built, and this is just our example. So let me give you a quick rundown of how it works here, and then I'll show you how to use AI to help us code all this. So on the right side here, we have Device Manager, and these are all the virtual devices we have. Under that, we have running devices, which none are running. So if we go to Device Manager, we can hit play, and if we wait a sec, this device is going to start loading. So you can see it is connecting to the emulator and it is starting to load. So let me just make this full screen so you can see it a little bit better. It is connecting to our emulator, and now here on the left side we have build, and once our emulator is up and running, we can actually click the build button, and this is going to allow us to build our app into our emulator. So we can actually just hit the run button here, and it's going to start building the app on our emulator itself. But we don't want just the basic app. We need to use AI to make us a better app. So you can actually see there are some issues here, which we're going to correct all the issues momentarily. The last thing I want to show you, which is important, is this logcat thing. So you might have to click logcat from time to time and copy and paste the errors from here into chatgpt, as well as the errors from your build message, but we're going to get to that. So up next, we're using chatgpt for this, and our prompt is, I want to use AI to create an Android app that's simple but interesting for a YouTube video. The Galactic Distance Converter. So we want to allow users to convert distances in light years and other units to get a sense of vast space distances. I want to include fun options for the conversion, like bananas and football fields. So just basically a distance conversion, but including everything from like light years all the way to a banana. I want the app to contain no AI itself, just a standalone app, and no database. Can you give me a detailed prompt that I can ask AI where it can create this, but using Android Studio, include everything to create the app, show me the prompt only. So now we hit enter, and ChatGPT is going to customize what we just wrote to it to make a really good prompt for me to put back into ChatGPT. So you can see here it says create an Android app in Android Studio called this, blah, blah, blah. And then it goes on to the requirements. The main screen is a straightforward user face, and it goes forward and says different stuff. So we can convert distances from light years to kilometers and miles. And then we have fun units, and result display and design considerations. And then we have optional add an info button that explains how astronomical units like light years compare to everyday objects to help users understand the scale of distances. So now we have our prompt. So we are literally just going to go yank. Okay, so we have our ChatGPT prompt. We're just going to paste it in. And now if you go back to here, you can see we have MainActivity.kt. So we're going to say only put the code in the MainActivity.kv file. And that way we are not getting code in multiple files. If you change code on anything else, show me the exact path of the file. So this way, we are going to paste in our errors here, and if it changes anything, it's going to be very easy for you to understand, if you are not a coder, where it wants you to update your file. So we're going to hit enter, and now we wait a second and we scroll down, and it has updated its memory, and it is saying exactly what we want. So first we're going to fix the issue. So you can see now with its output, we can actually start coding or just really copying and pasting. So we see it wants to fix our SDK issues first, which is the error we had, and it says build Gradle module app. So if we flip back, you can see build Gradle, and it's the module app. So we can double click it, and we are here now, and you can actually see what we're changing. So this here is a comment, but again, you don't need to code to do this. You can just literally just go yoink, copy, and we will find Android, and we will go down to where the default config ends. So this is where the default config ends. You can see we have default config. We're going to hit paste and enter. And it looks like we have more errors, but we will let it figure it out in a moment. MainActivity.kt file. So under app/source/java/com/example, we can find this main activity. It so happens to be that this main activity file is the file that loads right when you start up your Android Studio. So we can just copy and paste that code in. Come back here. If we go under app, res, it was called layout, which we don't have. So we can add that first. So we can add a new folder or directory, and we're going to call it layout. And then under our layout, we're going to go new, and then we're going to go file, and we're going to give it this as our name. So now we have a file based off what we need. So now we can copy. So now under your activity main XML file, you might get something like this where you can add buttons. We don't want that. We want to code everything. So we're going to click the code, and then we can hit paste and back. So now we have our code, and we can hit save. This is just telling you, hey, we've hard-coded data. Again, not super important. So now if we try to run our app, we are going to get some errors. So here are the two issues that we have found, and we can just copy and paste this over to ChatGPT, and we can say, hey, fix this. A matter of prompting your AI back and forth, copying and pasting your errors. Something else I want to show you real important on the left here is logcat, which gives you a log of how things are running with your app. So eventually you should be able to get it to run. You're just basically copying and pasting code that AI gives you, and if we hit run app, it's going to run the latest version. So you can see here we can enter our light years, so we can say 8 light years converted into how many bananas. So we can convert, and 8 light years is equal to 42,048.89 trillion bananas. We have a little preset button, and here is our app. So if you notice, before our app loaded, this is the icon for our app, which looks kind of bad. So we want to fix that next, and of course we're going to use AI to do that. It just so happens that we have our background and our foreground here underneath our resource drawable folder. So this time around, instead of using ChatGPT, we're going to get our friend Claude to create something. So we have our background, and I kind of prompted it just saying, hey, here is what's happening. So there's our background, it's changed, and here is our foreground. So all I told it was change our foreground and our background, and I told it exactly what our app would look like. So hit refresh, and there it is. Look at that. We have a new app icon. So it looks way better than before. So here is our app icon. So we are one step closer to publishing on the Google Play Store. So we are ready to build and compile our app. So we're going to click up here. We're going to go to build, and we want to generate a signed app bundle / APK. So now we have two options. We can generate a signed app bundle to upload to the App Store for the following benefits. So it's smaller and it's asset-only modules, or we can just do it as an APK that you can deploy to a device. So we want the app bundle. We're going to hit next, create new, and we are going to have a path as to where we want to store it. So make sure you store this somewhere. It is important. So we're just going to put it on my desktop, and we're going to call it Galaxy Converter. And we're just going to copy and paste that just for future. We are going to type in a password, and you want to make sure you store your password. And we're going to do the same thing for our key. So and now we can hit continue. And apparently my passwords do not match. Which one is wrong? Okay, so once you have that filled out, we can click this to remember our passwords. We're going to hit next, and we are going to click create. And it says, please select the build variant. Want the release because we are going to create it, and our app is building. You can see it here. It is building in the background. So we are preparing to start uploading our file. Okay, so there's a few things you have to do now. You have to go to play.google.com/console and create a developer account. It costs $25 one-time fee, and you can publish as many apps as you want. Once you have that, you can start by creating a new app. Your actual APK file that you have created will be under your name, Android, Studio Projects / the project name, the app, and / release, and you can find the APK here. So now it's a matter of filling out this data, and as you guessed it, we are going to use AI to do it all because life is too short. So I just took the original prompt, and at the bottom I said, hey, give me a title, description, and all the info I need for the app. So this time around we are using Gemini, and my only reason is just to try different AI tools. So we are under creating a new app under the Google Play console. It is indeed an app. It will be free. I don't think anyone would pay for this. We confirm that it meets all these stuff, and we are going to hit create. And we're going to come back here, and we have our description. So we can click copy, and we are going to go back here, and we have all these different options as to what we can do. So we can say, hey, we want to get started. So we can view our tasks. So we can select testers, and we can set up our app. We have to set up the initial task first in order to do this. So we are going to create a new release, and our new releases are here. So we're going to create a new release. Choose signing key. We're going to say let Google choose, and our release name is called public. So that's our release, and we're going to hit next, and we have two errors. Hey, we need to upload an APK. Remember the file that I was showing you earlier? Or the release does not add or remove any app bundles. Now on this page here, we're going to go back to where we found our release. We're going to hit open, and it is uploading. And now we can give it a name that's not going to be shown to our Google Play users on Google Play. So we can hit next as soon as it's done. Come on, let's go. Now when you go on the left side under app, you can see we have all these things that we have to go through that we have to check off. So no, my app does not contain ads. We can hit save, and now we can go back to the dashboard, and you kind of want to go through all these different things to have your app be able to be published. So I'm going to go through all this real quick. So we're finally at the point where we can actually start updating our store listing app. We've kind of gone through all this to let you know about the content of our app. So we have two things left. So we can set up our store listing. So I need a short description. And come on, Gemini, don't bring me down. All right, here we go. Here's our short description. And short description. Wait. It can't be more than 80 characters. All right, let's try that again. Come on, Gemini. All right, perfect. I like the short description. And we have our long description, which is good. Apparently, a full description for our app, we need at least 4,000 apparently. I don't know. I need a full description. Make it long. I don't know if it's actually 4,000. I feel like that's the max. I just think we're too low of a number. So we're going to just go like yank. Like this is my written stuff here, right here. Let's just go from here down to here. Boom. And I have no idea what it says, but I'm sure it's good because Gemini is awesome. Truthfully, I have no idea. Let's just add some spaces. We want to make it look good. We want people to download our app because, you know, it's an awesome app. And there you go. Now it's no longer red. Now we want to add some graphics. So we need an app icon. So generate me an app icon. Now we can add a YouTube URL, which we don't have. And now we need some screenshots. So we can upload 2 to 4 screenshots. So we have an aspect ratio where it's requesting. So let's just try to save some screenshots. So we're going to go back. So we're going to go back here, and our first screenshot will be this one. So let's just try this. So boom, and hopefully that's acceptable. So let's find out. So we want to save this, and we'll just call it screenshot. That's good enough for now. We're going to go upload, and please be the right size. Don't complain. All right, it worked. So let's go back here. Let's this time go football fields and bananas. So we want what's, you know, I don't know, 8,043 bananas to football fields. So now we're going to, again, screenshot this. We're going to try to get roughly the same thing. And boom, we're going to come click here. We want to save this as our new screenshot. We're going to hit save. We're going to close both these windows. And we're going to go back. And we're going to upload our next image. So we now have 2 images, which we meet the requirements. We are going to scroll down. We don't have tablets. We don't need it. We don't need Chromebooks. We can hit save. And everything should be good. So we can hit save. And your changes have been saved. Send it to Google for review. So we can go to overview, and one issue found. We're going to hit view issue. And it says all developers targeting Android 13 or greater are to let us know that their app is using advertising ID policy. So we can just complete this. And no, we are not advertising on our app. And now, hey, so now we have to wait up to 7 days for our app to either get approved or not. And we just created this fully with AI. Right, so it's been a week later, and if you couldn't tell, I did like the intro and the outro all at the same time. It just made more sense. But it took about a week for Google to approve the app. Something important to note, and I'm just going to give you some tips. Make sure your title is the same title as your app. So whatever you put on the Google Play Store, you want to have the same title for your app as well. Your privacy policy or terms of service, make sure you link to that because it is important or it will get rejected. So when I started, I just put like a generic link and I said, hey, I'll get to this. They said, no, you have to get to this now if you want your app to be published. And then make sure you have your screenshots and description and you're not misleading on anything. And again, 1 week and here we are. The app is published and I can start sharing it out with friends and family. I can say, hey, check out my really cool app that I totally 100% coded myself. if you want to create your own apps and you're looking for an AI tool to write your code, I currently think that Claude is your best choice. I have premiums for like all of them, all the big ones anyway, and I think Claude is still the best as of recording of this video, but they will all work. Truthfully, the hardest part is your initial setup. Once you have your initial setup done, you can start pumping out apps, and you can make them paid. And if you have like a really good idea, you can make a paid app, or you can put ads on your free apps. Will this increase the number of low quality apps? Yeah, most definitely. But there's also a trade-off. You might have a really cool creative idea that no one else had, and you can finally get your app published and created. So as someone who is a developer, I think still this is really cool, just so that the general public has the ability to create stuff and contribute. So there's always like a give and take between like low quality, and I think there's already a massive amount of low quality apps. So at least now might get like new creative ideas. So nonetheless, that's today's video. Leave a like on the video. Subscribe for more AI stuff, especially if you made it this far. It'll help me out. Just subscribe. It's free. And drop a comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what AI tools you're using. What app have you generated or do you want to generate? Maybe you don't want to share that because you have this really cool idea, and that's going to be like the app that brings you success or whatever you choose to do. So anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
Subscribe to Franklin, join the ride in this journey side by side. Tech and wonder far and wide. Franklin.